Festival, and we're here with Nayla Audi. Nayla, can we call you Nayla?
Of course.
Nayla is the owner of Oslo, and which is probably the best ice cream we have in Lebanon, and I don't know about throughout the world as well.
Thank you.
Yes. And we have Nayla with us, and we're going to ask her a few questions. And let's start off with an easy one to get us started. You didn't start off wanting to do food, Nayla, right?
Not really.
Not really. What did you originally want to do, and how did you get into Oslo ice cream?
Yeah, I studied political science, and I really felt, but I mean, I wanted to do more the marketing side of politics. I wanted to travel the world and to sort of represent Lebanon or something. And finally, I'm doing it through the food, and I think it suits me better, and it's more fun because I love food. I love to eat. I love to share, and I love to be surrounded by people who love the same things. And I think it's so much more fun and more closer to my heart.
Right, right. And besides Oslo, here in Lebanon, she also has Milk. Milk is in LA, my hometown. So you studied in LA?
No, I didn't study. I studied. I had my BA from the American University in Beirut.
Right.
And then I had to leave the country and went to New York. I was an intern in the summer in New York, and then I stayed there because of the war. And I did a year of postgraduate work in New York, but never got my degree,
really?
My postgraduate degree.
Why?
So I'm a dropout.
No.
I am.
Well, the best people are dropouts.
This is what I say to my kids now, and
right.
People don't like to hear that. So this is the story.
Yeah, so you ended up on the West Coast afterwards, right?
I ended up on the West Coast with my family. My two daughters were born there.
Okay.
And this is where I was I started touching the elements of what my career was going to be. I was very curious about food because LA was a city where everything was new, even the breads. I mean, it was a city in the late 80s where there was practically nothing,
right?
With regard to foods,
right?
Or forget sophisticated food, just regular foods. People were very, very unaware of what was going on in the rest of the world.
Right.
So it was lovely to be part of it and to see it because it gave me ideas.
Okay. And then you ended up working in LA in ice cream?
No, I opened a small business. I was doing only chocolate tarts in LA. It was the beginning of all those coffee shops. So they were obsessed by selling coffee, because even coffee, like, you couldn't find you couldn't find espressos in LA at that time.
Right.
So I thought chocolate chip cookies was not enough for an espresso, and I decided to do only chocolate tarts that you could hold with your hand like a cookie, but that was a bit more, it's what an espresso is compared to an American coffee.
Right.
So this is, I don't like to use that word, but a notch better. Yeah.
Okay. And then why did you decide to come back to Lebanon?
I decided to come back with my family. We decided to come back because we felt it was in the mid-90s. I felt that my country was starting something, and I wanted to be part of that process. I didn't want to get here when things were started and done by somebody else. I wanted to be part of rebuilding my country, which I love. It was just as basic as that.
Right. And for whoever doesn't know about Oslo, please give us an idea of what goes into making Oslo ice cream and the different flavors?
Oh my God, we have 80 flavors now because our main business is we're wholesalers for restaurants and hotels. So all the chefs, we just respond to their demands when they want a special flavor that we do for them.
Right.
And what goes, we make our ice cream, I make my ice cream from scratch totally. And basically what goes in an ice cream, it's so basic. It's cream, milk, eggs, sugar, and the flavor, and it's all natural flavoring.
Right.
And in the sorbet, it's only water, sugar, and fruits. And we use our fresh fruits in Lebanon, which are magical. That's why I really believe in the seasonal sorbets.
Right.
So to have the fruits at their best.
Right. And it's so delicious.
Thank you so much.
It is.
Thank you.
And I've had so many people from restaurants and different places who've had independent studies, and they've tested your ice cream against other ones, and I'm going to say international ones, including Lebanese ones, and you have come out on top.
Thank you so much.
And whoever hasn't had the ice cream, whoever doesn't know they had the ice cream, if you had good ice cream, it's Oslo.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's go into, you opened up your newest boutique now, or your only boutique.
My only boutique. I was a wholesaler for so many years because I really wanted to take care of my family, and I wanted to work part-time. So I really designed my business to suit my needs.
Okay.
But then after a while, the business started growing, and we became, it became a regular business with regular hours.
Yeah.
So, but the fact that it was a wholesale business has helped a lot for a few years in the beginning, has helped me to be able to juggle family life and business life, and it worked perfectly in the beginning, and I liked that a lot.
Yes, yeah. And now you decided to open up a boutique.
Yeah, it was more public demand than anything else because the retail has been, we've been delivering the wholesale, of course we deliver, and then we thought we could add the retail, but then I don't like to call them our customers, but they are our customers, but they're also like our friends because they guide us, and their demands was like, we would like to be able to have ice cream to get it, to buy it at any time of the day, and we would like to be able to go see it and buy it or have a ice cream cone or something.
Yeah.
So it took 15 years to get to that first store. That is a tiny store in Mar Mikhael, and it's just 16 square meters.
Okay.
But I love the size of the store. I think it's really strange, but it's probably the best thing I've ever done.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the reaction been like?
The reaction has been amazing. It has been amazing. Yeah, I'm so surprised. It's a small store. I guess it's a recognition of the brand.
Right.
And I didn't expect it to be like that. I thought it would be more hard work to just get. I was panicked. I thought my God, who's gonna come there? How would they know?
Right.
And it has been like a total buzz.
Really? Okay. That's great.
Amazing.
What's your favorite flavor?
My favorite flavor is Coffee Toffee Crunch.
That sounds good.
And I like it a lot, and it has been my best-seller flavor for the last years.
Okay.
In Beirut and in LA, which is very strange because we live in a global world, I guess.
Right.
Orange Sanguine Sorbet, also in both countries, which is unbelievable.
Really? And have you taken some of the Middle Eastern flavors to LA?
Not really.
Not yet.
No, I don't think so. No? I mean, my brand is an American brand in LA, and I respect. I like to be. I like to be close to my environment.
Right.
And I think that I hate to intimidate people.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's that, with that in mind, that I will not, people try things, they feel intimidated, they like it, they don't like it, they feel they have to say that they like it.
Right.
And I hate that whole
You'd rather
thing.
have, Nayla, I've heard that through the grapevine,
yes,
that you've been chosen by American Express as one of the 100 top personalities in the world, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised. It's unbelievable, amazing, and actually this was, through my correspondence with them, I realized that they looked at my company Oslo and Milk in LA, my two ice cream businesses, but they were really, really attracted by the third part of my business, if I can call it a business, which is Oslo with a W, Oslo for slow food,
right?
Which was inspired by the slow food movement totally, and which I started working on 5 years ago.
And what exactly is Oslo?
Oslo is, it really started because I realized that there were so many products that I love and that I use on a daily basis, food products of course,
right,
like oak honey and pomegranate syrup. And halva and so many things that are still being done in an artisanal way in Lebanon, but I mean all these little producers didn't have any access to the city, or forget the city, didn't have any access to any market whatsoever, and they were desperate, leaving their jobs, not being really encouraged by anyone, and they had marvelous products.
Right.
So my idea was just to give them a small opening in the city and to sell their crops or their products or whatever they were doing, and to help them build a business.
Okay.
Because the idea was not to be assisting them in selling whatever they were doing. The idea was to help them to grow a real business and to produce more in order to supply more to a market that was waiting for their products. And it has happened in many cases, and I was so excited and so happy. And the star products from all these products from day one somehow it just stood up, and it was the frike. Frike is whole wheat grain, green, that has been sort of roasted. And frike has a total comeback in Lebanon, in the world, I would say today. I mean, I was in LA 3 weeks ago, and frike was on the shelves at Costco's. So it's unbelievable. I exported frike, large quantities of frike to a French chef in the UK. I have also exported some to the US. And I have used my Oslo infrastructure to develop that business, to help make it happen. But I am today at a point where I realize that it needs to have a sort of structure, independent structure, if that I call it business, but it's a non-profit organization. But it's, I mean, it is set up, I mean, even a non-profit organization is a business. And it really needs to be restructured. I'm talking to a friend from Italy who has lived in Lebanon, who would be interested maybe in developing it. And we sent him also some frike, and it was so appreciated in the ventures where it was presented. So I'm really at a crossroads because it's so hard to be following up on my two businesses in LA and Beirut. But I really would love to see Oslo W go places, because I think somehow it's going by itself. It just happened, you know, which was just amazing.
And how are they actually using the frike? Is it salad? Is it like
frike? Okay, frike is really, yeah, no, frike is not the next quinoa. Is, I know better than quinoa.
Better, yeah.
Because quinoa is a seed,
right?
Which people think that quinoa is a grain, and quinoa is a seed, and frike is a grain. And not only it's a grain, but it's a noble grain. It's wheat, and it's whole wheat.
Right.
You probably saw frike in the market, but it's cracked frike.
Right. Right.
The one I try to promote is the whole grain, and it's delicious. It was used traditionally. Rice has replaced frike.
Okay.
But today there are so many ways. I've been promoting it like a salad, so it would be like replacing bread with frike, and then whatever you can eat with bread, you would be eating it with frike.
Okay.
With lemon oil, lemon juice and oil, or balsamic and oil, or vinegar and oil. It's just amazing and so complete and so filling.
Okay, and where can we find them? Can we find them here in Lebanon?
You can find frike in Lebanon. I'm not right now selling it because I need to go to the next step, which is setting up and organizing a setup that could answer the demands, because the supply is not following.
Right.
And I cannot deal with it because I still have other businesses. But I am totally looking into how, I think from all the produce, maybe Oslo W is gonna be just a home for frike later on. I really don't know what road it's gonna take.
Right.
But Oslo is also as close to my heart as the little boutique I just opened.
Okay. And our last question for you, Nayla, is besides Oslo, of course, where do you like to eat around Lebanon?
That's
your favorite.
Difficult question, but it's an easy one for me, and I always have the same. I've been having the same answer for the last forever. I love going to my father home in South Lebanon, deep south, and I love to eat there because everything they make is like they grow everything that's on the table, so it's fresh, it's delicious, it's very simple, basic food. And I call it ancient food. I think like thousands of years ago, my
great-great-grandfather.
Yeah, I think we're literally eating what we eat when we go there.
Yeah.
And it's lunchtime now, and I feel like, oh my God, we should be eating that food just now.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Annie. It was really a pleasure.
Really fun.
Thank you.
Big pleasure.
Thanks so much.
And I'm going to see you
in LA, hopefully. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.